Hey y'all, this is your girl Freedom and welcome to my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. And you already know, period, is one of your favorite baddies to baddies. Yes, and guess who I met? DTB, and I'm in the body. Hey y'all, this is your girl Freedom and welcome to my channel. And you already know, so we are in Baddies Africa and we have our special guest, okay? We have Tommy and Amber Rose. So what are y'all thoughts? Do y'all like Amber and Tommy being added? It's always a T and a key to see Tommy as a guest on the show. And it made sense when Tommy said that she was absolutely right about seeing all those black eyes, okay? But they link up in the first scene that they have of introduction to baddies for Amber Rose is, being here at the this house where the children is like a nonprofit organization that's called Paradise Community Center. And we have L'Oreal Plummer and she's talking to Bobby Paradise Center Community Center and he's the representative that is the basically like the owner of that facility. And so they're meeting the baddies and everything like that. And it really was breaking my heart like when I was watching this because I was at my job. I literally was crying just seeing the conditions of how the house and everything was because it just living in a place where in the United States where I'm at, you know, we have so much that I feel like we take it for granted. And it just really made me like really, really sad just to see this. And like I'm using my platform and I want to create my own nonprofit where I could go and I could do something where I could actually help them build a house. Like this to me was crazy. I definitely didn't understand why Dolly came to the certain girls came dressing like that. I just feel like it's not a club. I just feel like it's like, oh my God, like what's going on here? But I did love the fact that even though they was broken up into their own groups, it definitely was very emotional. You definitely see a lot of the girls just put their mother instincts is turned up. So they're definitely like, holding the babies, playing with the children and everything like that. And it was really, really heartwarming to watch. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. And I just wanted to show a little bit of it because like my word is my bond. And when I have the opportunity and the finance and the resources to give back, I definitely will reach out to this particular community and give back. And then the founder of K Coop is a nonprofit organization with the mission to help these children. Okay, they are here to empower orphans and vulnerable children. And it just like I said, just seeing them not having actual like plaster on the roof and certain things like that. I just feel like there's no way that y'all can spend money on chains and all that, talking about $1,200 wigs, but you can't help the $1,200 in a wig could definitely $1,200 should be able to help them get that roof fixed. So I just feel like with all of the crying and stuff like that, like I totally understand because it really was like if you really have feelings for real, it was like there's no way that you could not be tearing up and not feel some kind of way. And I did appreciate the baddies that went natural. I'm grateful that they went natural. I'm proud of them for being natural on TV. I'm proud for representing their natural hair around the children and not sending the message that, like, I think one of them said, I think Rowley said it like, what kind of message would be sending if we're wearing wigs and stuff, and we're telling them that they can accept themselves for who they are in their hair. And I feel like that's really great that they are mindful of of where they're at in the privilege and stuff like that. Not to say that people can't wear the wigs. It's just the fact that in the grand scheme of things, like they're having a certain amount of necessities that's not being met, and it's just like nobody needs to like necessarily flex per se, you know what I mean? But obviously, like I said, like the culture that we have is totally different, and it was really really nice. Like you had the girls sitting here doing songs with the children, they were playing around the children, and this was so beautiful because they thanked the baddies for coming to the school, and they gave them all of these beautiful handmade necklaces and stuff, and it was like a dope appreciation. And I feel like even watching it again, it's about to make me cry. And then even with Summer, when she was saying that, like, there was nothing to be ashamed of because that's how I grew up. That really, really hurt me, like, to see because I'm an empath. So, dang, it make me cry. Um, And I just felt like that was how the experience should be, mostly on the show. Like, yeah, we want to be entertained to see and fighting and stuff like that, but I kind of wanted to see them give back. So it was really, really nice. And I think that Rolly, if Rolly ever come back to the network, I think she will be a dope exec. Like I feel like she cool. Like I really love Rolly actually. Because before I just didn't like how she was moving, but I actually love her. And her accepting the gifts was beautiful and everything like that. And they had a great time in Africa giving back. So that was really, really great. So now that we're, because I'm still emotional, but Bafana face card never declined, and all the girls was at the table, and she was like, "Yeah, but you, Dolly got so much to say that Ivory left." It's crazy because when Ivory literally asked for the fade, you said no. I gotta heal first. As soon as she leave, your hand, if you could pick up manure, horsing around, like that is crazy to me. Just say that you was afraid of Ivory and get beat up. Like I just didn't like that. You know what I mean? And then y'all still act like bullied Scotty low key, even though Scotty is inserting herself. So I will say that she been inserting herself a little too much. So you checked her on it, but I just still, it was just like, ugh. But I love the fact that they gave Choco her props. Choco, which I did not know, she said that she actually worked with children, and I thought it was beautiful. And you could actually see her do that beautiful and naturally. Like her energy is like really dope. Like I feel like Choco is like, I love her spirit. I ain't gonna hold you. Like she's very very sweet, very genuine, and I just feel like just being in Africa, like with her being from the continent, and then just her and Elsie both like being there, but like Choco for real, she's really really like dope in my book for real. Um, and Ken Ricken is basically saying that like, why is it that all the girls are doing the same thing, fighting the same people over and over and over again? It's getting boring or whatever, and they're making up an imaginary beef, and that they asked us this week, point blank, period. So do you agree? Do you think that do you think that um the big three and the pretty three are both correct? That like they both got points that they both are like picking and choosing and whatever the case may be. But I think it was definitely crazy. When they mentioned Tommy is coming and look at Cold Killer's eye, man, that manure, like I don't like it's crazy because Dolly and them when they was on the bus, they was all up on her, right? And I think I'm gonna start a clip right now. So as y'all could see, to me, it just was like how it went left so quick from the first two episodes from the bus after you were just all up on her and then like doubling down on Summer actually starting a fight arguing over a name is crazy. And yeah, I just feel like these girls, I really thought that they were going to get along at some point for real, but it's just like I don't think that that would ever be the case. Okay, but we go to another scene and then we have like I said Choco and everybody Choco, Big Lex, Dolly, Summer, and I think Elsie. I think they're all just chopping it up, just talking about like how they felt like the event went. And they basically like, okay, so what's up with you and Scotty? Are you going to be running that with Scotty? And Big Lex is like, yep, because she's talking a little bit too much. And I agree. Scotty has definitely asserted herself in different conversations that was not involving her. And then even when she was addressed, okay, I understood and respected, but it was like you just jumped in like two or three conversations where Lex didn't even say your name. You just sat there and was like, "What's up? What's up?" And I get it because maybe, but behind the scenes, they and since y'all living together, you already know that they're not really liking you like that or whatever. So yeah, I get it. But yo, Lex was not playing. The security running, and we going to the pool, and she blacks her eye, y'all. Now I was like, God dang. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like she said, like I don't have to fight people on I want to fight you on my time, not on your time. But the difference was that see, the Lex of last season, she would have waited out, she would have chilled, and I feel like then she would have made her moves. I feel like this time it's like she already knows she whipping everybody's ass. But it's like at the same time, Is it necessary? Like all the people that you fighting, like, okay, Scotty needed that. All right, cool. And she ripped your wig, so she gave you a reason. So yeah, you put hands on her, you blacked her eye. All right, cool. But when you do, it wasn't. Yeah, you said it was an accident throwing Tavy wig in the fire, but did you go hard and be like, you know what, I'm gonna replace your wig? You want people to replace your stuff and do stuff with you, but yeah, you took her stuff out of the fire, but girl, you should never have been swinging her wig around anyway to even have it slip out your hands to even go into the fire. You feel me? You could have gave it back, and that's why I couldn't really respect her fighting Tavy on her birthday when Tavy was trying to save your wig. Yeah, she was talking shit, but when Scotty was ripping it, she tried to snatch the wig out of Scotty's hands to give her back her wig. Because the last time that they fought, and she had Lex's wig, guess what happened? Lex got her wig returned, and it was on the branch. So I just feel like for you to even fight her and say I'm gonna give her a gift, it's like what is Tavy? What has Tavy really did to you, Lex? Like, let's be fucking for real. Like that shit is mad weird. And she said, and I mean, like I said, I feel like if anybody in the house really wanted to be y'all's friend, Tavy was definitely kissing y'all's ass to be friends. And that was just like so weird. Y'all stole her chain, like, and you had no choice but to respect the fact that she wanted to square up, she wanted to fight. Now you sitting here fighting for Dolly and saying that, like, it's just like too much. Like, cause like I said, Dolly says a lot of stuff. Dolly needs to handle that. And also, Elsie, shout out to your YouTube channel, clock it, but I have to clock your T too. Now, you got called out by the big three, which also lets me know, which I already knew that you was a scary ass bitch. But it just let me know that how scary you really was because when they sat there and they asked you, or they said that, oh, look who we see. We see you hanging out with the ops. Oh, why does it matter when it was chilling? Like, it sounded like y'all hating. Y'all just want to be the only. I'm not going to watch a show of baddies with just Summer, Dolly, and Lex because I'm not going to watch it. It's not entertaining. So it's like, I mean, yeah, y'all want a storyline, but find another storyline because it's like kind of weird. Elsie, you ain't got no hands, so you letting these girls run you, which I already knew was going to happen eventually, and that was happening in this scene. You sat there, scary ass, going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, well Tavy said that she wanted to fight you after this, so like why like so because Dolly said that you're fake and Summer said that you're fake for being outside with your ops. You will tell them what the ops said right there with the group. That's why the girls walked away from you and wasn't even fucking with you. And when they don't fuck with you at all, it's because you a messy, scary, fake ass bitch. But then, she says she's a Gemini, so sorry, Gemini. But the other side, though, the other side, okay? And like I said, Diamond look good, Fauna look good, everybody look actual pretty. And the girls, like I said, they were just doing their own thing, minding their business. And, they started arguing. Now, they was arguing so much. Diamond trying to address Choco. Choco over here, like, I don't want to fight you no more. It's good. Before 8 rounds, I'm good. And now, do I think that Choco don't want to fight DTB because she realized that DTP actually can fight and that she actually, not that she can, it's not like she's the best fighter, but you're not going to like overly whip her. You know what I mean? The only person that really did Dolly, I mean, DTB in was really Taseki and Bad Dolly for real when she came in with Choco that scene. But depending on, I guess, maybe the drinks or whatever the day or whatever the case is, the energy, different people, when they fight different people, they actually do their big one. And so I just thought it was interesting that they called Elsie out. Elsie usually would be 10 toes like, I know who I am. I know who I am. Nobody, I don't care if they don't like me. I know who I am. So why you send 10 toes down and say, yeah, bitch, I was at the pool and I was with your ops, but they're not mine. And I was enjoying myself at the pool. Like you could have said that too, but you didn't because you didn't want to get beat up. You know what I mean? And then um yeah, Choke, Diamond, she throws the water at Choco and stuff like that. Choco said she was still sick. So she was like, all right, it's already over with. But Diamond was funny. Diamond's like, you want to end the fight because when I fought, I ain't like the way it ended the last time. So you sure you don't need that? You don't want that you don't need to have, that you want to have that? And Choco said, no, I don't want none of that. I'm good. She was talking her eyes being black. But this was so damn crazy for real. This pool scene, I was waiting for the pool scene, but I had to watch other videos and I did not know like her eye was black and that they cut out scenes and stuff like that. And it was just so entertaining seeing the security just run. They didn't know which way to go. They're like, oh my God, oh my God. They slipping at the pool. She getting attacked. Diamond over here drowning. And then who do y'all feel like won? Summer Scotty versus Lex. Who do y'all feel won? And it was 2 rounds. So the first round, she had a wig. She took her wig or whatever the case is. Woo, woo, woo. Scotty was like, I didn't really think that Jolly the Green Giant was really going to fight me for real. Um, and the way that she was playing around with her, it seemed like that. That's why the security wasn't there. But Lex, she definitely took advantage of that, and she definitely did her big one. Okay, it is what it is. I love Scotty with the body, but at the end of the day, hey, she got you, girl. Um, and then she took her wig and she threw it over the balcony, and she was able to get her wig back. And she said she didn't rip it up, which, hey, she gave her a black eye. She told her to shut up, and that's exactly what happened. Scotty doesn't really have any alliances, so yeah, but she do have the right to speak just as much as everybody else needs to speak. And when she do speak, the way that they be acting towards her be mad crazy because like she's supposed to have an opinion, and she's an actual OG. She been on more seasons than everybody. Yeah, like give her run of that, and Rolly too. You feel me? They have more respect for Rolly, but Rolly hasn't been inserting herself into like argument. And excuse me, y'all, because I'm getting over a cold and stuff like that. But she basically saying that she let her wig live again. Okay. Like how she let mine live and it wasn't a point. I could get another one. But don't mess with me. But the way that she cried and crashed out, it was a valid reason why she needed to get her leg back on Scotty. Pure, he clocked that tea. And she did. So she jumped in the pool. She doing her thing. And I think that now at this point it's solidified that I feel like Lex really can stand on her own. Like she really don't need Summer. She don't really need anybody. She doing her music with Natalie. She's like really that girl for real. And she's a baddie. She's pretty, like naturally pretty. Like it is what it is. So I necessarily did not like her transition from last season to this season because I felt like she's 10 toes more down and she had her principles, you know what I mean, saying that she was against the bullying. So that's what I really like have respected. And that's why when the big three was saying that, yeah, I was saying about how the OGs be picking and choosing, they was giving props, you know what I'm saying? And they said that and when Dolly asked, are you effing with the big three? They said yes. So then it's like, why y'all still fighting when they never gave Hater? Y'all might not like the pretty three, but they never sat there and started with y'all. Y'all really like they gave y'all props, they gave y'all kudos. It should have been dead. Now DTB is trying to stop Lex from getting at Scotty. Now they about to edge of the pool. Now this is where I feel like just like similar to like the last season on I think was it Midwest, and they was on top of the roof, and then Summer Anna and Summer Anna and Scotty was fighting, and it was too close for comfort. I felt the same way about them being on the edge fighting in the fucking pool. Like that's when I was like, okay, girl, like you already know you could beat Scotty up, but why even do it? So she sat there, she knocked Scotty in her head 2 times. Now Scotty sat there, she starts to swing back, but Scotty had the drink. She go, boop, that little dude, you see that arm right there? She dropped Lex's ass in the pool. And for real, Lex was really sparing Scotty, I ain't gonna lie. And it is what it is. Like she definitely tore her as we all knew that she would. And yeah, but she definitely did drop her, so at least she got one good hit in. And yeah, so what do y'all think about the scene? I definitely think it was like it's totally crazy. And I also think that I was talking about this so much I actually missed out on Tavy arguing with Lex and Lex saying that Tavy was scary. Do y'all agree? Do you think that Tavy is ducking things? Like, I think that they should have understood that it was her birthday. So y'all could have let her rock for her birthday. That's how I feel. What are y'all thoughts? Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And Lex is over here like, get out the pool, get out the pool. And Lex is just she just flexing in the summer, and Dolly had to get her, basically like tell her like, all right, let's go. Dolly said that she was tired of seeing big Lex fighting. She was like, she really tired of that. And I mean, yeah, because at the end of the day, she is the strongest out of all of y'all. And to be honest with you, she really don't need like it is what it is. Like that's cool. She said she rocking with it. That's all she got. That's what she got. So she rocking with it. But that wasn't all she got. If she really was cool down to earth and just continue to be herself and be the prettiest bitch that she is, she would have been taken over and could have made her own alliance with all the baddies. Like that's really what I seen for Lex. But she's choosing to keep herself cool with her original trio, which she can, and that's not the problem. But I feel like she limited her own self. Like that wasn't all you had. You get what I'm saying? No, you could have had other alliances, but nobody's not going to F with you when you're switching and choosing when the camera is on and off or not. And so basically now we're going back to Scotty. So Scotty and DTB. they decided to go to the edge of the pool, whatever. I guess that's how they retrieved her wig and stuff like that. And the security just dragged Lex out. Then the big three, they just walk out. And at the end of the day, hey, they running the show. The girls really can't fight them like that. And so it's like, now it's like, ugh. But okay, Lex, clock it. You've been doing your big one as you should. Like nobody on that show should even go on that show without even knowing how to fight. So keep doing what you're doing, boo. Keep doing what you're doing. But the pool looks gorgeous. Africa looks gorgeous. This house looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. And I just felt like they was just chilling and they was having a good time. As soon as the three did come, Summer, Dolly, and Lex, it shifted all the energy because everybody else, if you notice, was all linked up, chilling with the pretty three. Okay, they were all chilling, kumbaya. Elsie there too, because Elsie realized that she not having a good experience. So she like, let me try to go in where I fit in. So let me go in here and try to. But when you treat things a certain type of way and you do it for a certain amount of time, you're not going to get the result that you think. Because at some things, I feel like a stage. But where's the hate coming from? Like, okay, when the cameras is on, it's different. When the cameras is off, it's different. People want to still be at peace and rest of stuff. So I didn't respect that. But it was crazy. Lex said that she's prettier than Scotty, y'all. Do y'all think that? Do you think that Lex is prettier than Scotty? I think that they're both pretty, but it'd be like, oh, I look better than you, and like, Lex, no disrespect, you look better than you. Okay, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. Nah, nah, nah. But it was like, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Okay. All right. So Natalie, basically, now we have another scene, and Natalie's like, okay, we had a great time. We sat there and we gave back, but I have to address a couple of problems with some of you bitches. And I love Rolly's outfit, her hair, and Summer looks good with blonde. I love the hair color on Summer T. And yeah, the episode is pretty good. I feel like, but I couldn't wait for the pool scene, and it did not disappoint. Okay. Natalie thanks the girls for embracing Kenya, for giving back, giving out the backpacks and the book bags with all of the school supplies and everything that the children needed and everything like that. And then we get this version of Natalie, the one that said that she's petty, okay? That's what she said, not me. And so now it went totally to the left and we gotta replace some women on this show, okay? And I was just like, what the hell, what the hell, Leonte? What's going on here? Because all Diamond was saying is that why did you go on live with Summer talking about
Marissa,
me?
you were
I stopped
upset
talking about you, but then
about
they said that there was something
how
else
you
that
looked. You
Diamond
guys are
said.
fighting. You guys
But
are
it's because
getting black eyes.
I ain't gonna
Rolly
lie,
and Slim blacked my eye
I
out.
really do feel
And I
like
made a
Natalie
t-shirt
be
and
doing
made
it on
millions of
purpose.
dollars
But
off
at the
of
same
it.
time, it's like
It literally said, I
nobody
still
wants
run
somebody
LA.
to talk about.
I don't give a fuck
I feel
about your
like if it
black
was
eye. I'm
about
gonna be
Natalie
real
talking
with you.
about her
It
tampon
actually
and stolen
fucking
them, doing
irritated
some
my
stuff,
soul.
Diamond wouldn't have felt some kind of way. But when you watch it back, it's like, girl, like you really don't like me for real. Like, what's up? Like, and I really don't get it. When they go to the club, they're playing Diamond's music. They wanting Diamond. That's what I feel. I love Diamond. So DTB, period. So I just feel like, but Natalie's doing her big one. She's doing the music, but I feel like it's
Because
only because you
you
was
then
influenced
proceeded to say,
to do
she
it.
doesn't want to be here.
Just like with those
Diamond doesn't want to
glasses
be here.
that
You
you
have a
took from
problem.
Tommy.
You want to go? I will
Like, did
gladly
Tommy
help you
give you
pack your
those
shit. I
glasses?
don't
Because
give a fuck.
nobody else had those besides Tommy. Tommy had those over 2 or 3 years ago when she was on Love and Hip Hop. But Natalie basically was like, Marissa, you could go. I could pack your stuff. I really don't care because you're ungrateful. And he was complaining about your eye. She's a pretty girl and she gets men. So she wants her face to be pretty, which I understand. But you also can't fight. Then basically they try to throw her under the bus and basically was like, Natalie was like, oh yeah, you. Then Tavy said she wanted to go, and then Fauna said she wanted to go. This person said this, and Natalie was making all of that up. Really, and it's crazy. She said we had a conversation about our face, and I never said nothing about you saying that you wanted to go home. And Tavi was like, basically like nobody's not sending me home because at the end of the day, I never been to Africa. This is my first time being here. Woo woo. And K Rika is like, she comes late. She said she had to deal with stuff with court, or whatever the case is. So she missed the beginning of the scene, but like understandably so, she has a black eye, she's lighter, and obviously like just wearing makeup, and when you take your makeup off you want to still not see bruises and marks and stuff like that. So Summer, you did your big one on Marissa. You feel me? Marissa said she wanted to come on the show so she could make a name for herself, and she definitely did. But this is the girl that's supposed to be replacing DTB, and I was like, okay, Natalie, you thought you were gonna be funny. You feel what I'm saying? So Amber Rose and her niece or whatever, I don't know what her name is, Layla Lotto type. I don't know, something like that. And basically, she was like, "Oh yeah, so who wants to get replaced? Who wants to get replaced?" And so she thought she was gonna do her big one, but Dame had her rolling. She had her black eye. And Tommy said that she never seen so many black eyes. All the girls had black eyes. And it was crazy. And so this is like a little bit of the scene that we're gonna get from the clips for tomorrow. I mean next week's episode, but I added it to extend it so you can kind of see like how that fight went, the headlocks and everything else like that. We see Scotty with the wig that she retrieved that was thrown over the edge, looking crazy. Fauna and Cold Killer, they over here like Kid Rican got to go back to the States because she got to handle her business. And so now we see the decline of the three. You feel me? And so it's just like so damn crazy. And Tommy never, always slanging, coming in on the camel. She looks the fuck good with the trench. She looks good. I love Tommy. Tommy's style is impeccable. I just love how she just is always main character energy. And of course, we're going to get next week Tommy versus Rolly. Okay. So who do you think will win? And thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And y'all, thank you so much for the support. Keep on with the numbers. Let's go. It's your favorite Baddies.